But here's what I want you to do. Here's what I'm going to write some numbers down. Ocho tomate. That's not real deep, is it? Can you guys see that from close? Now watch this. Somebody tell me what the headings should be on each one of these. Where's my bean counters?
Monthly, annual.
There you go. There you go. Who is talking? Oh, okay, dude. Were you a bean counter before?
No.
No, because most realtors can't even take 3% of something. Okay, so this is monthly, right? This is annual. This is a percentage, and what is this? This is what you have to have in savings. At 4% of that is $36,000 a year. Let's just be blunt, okay? The reason I use 4%, if you guys go to a financial analyst, not financial analyst, what are they called? Financial something? Yeah, fill in the blanks for me every time I talk. Okay, just fill it in, Jen. So they will tell you when you retire, you can take 4% out. Have you guys been to one recently? Do they not say that? Anybody that's been there, right? At my age group, they go in and they go, by the way, you can save $900,000, but I'm going to only allow you to take 4% out a year, or $36,000, or $3,000 a month. Because if we take more than 4 when you start to retire, it might not last. Everybody get my concept? Okay. How many people right now, let's just stop at $3,000 a month. Would $3,000 a month change your life? Raise your hand. I don't know about you, but if I had $3,000 a month coming in without me not doing anything. In other words, yes, 2 hands. In other words, it's like we have $900,000 in the bank. Everybody with me? This isn't hard, thank you. So you have 2 choices in life. You can either save $900,000 after taxes. Ooh, how's that? Did that kind of hurt? That kind of hurt? It's kind of like going to the hemorrhoid commercials. You know, did that hurt? So in other words, what I'm saying, guys, I've coached I haven't coached as long as these, but I've actually helped real estate agents. I've been a team leader and a regional director for Keller Williams, and I was at Realty Executive since 1989. Since most of the people in here have not been alive. But since 1989, I've been coaching agents, and I say, when are you going to retire? Guess what they tell me? Never. 5 or 10 years. And then I meet you 5 years from now. I say, when are you going to retire? 5 or 10 years. And that has been going on my whole doggone career. Okay? Now, 4 years ago, I met Glenn Sanford here in Austin, Texas, and I owned 6 Keller Williams offices. 3 in California, 1 on the East Coast, 2 in Texas. I owned a region for Keller Williams. Loved Keller Williams. Was there 21 years. I bled red. Right now I'm wearing red underwear. I mean, I was a red dude, right? You cannot get somebody, me and Susan and I are a team. And everybody said, oh, there's 5 people at Keller that will never leave. Gary Keller, Mo Anderson, Gene and Susan Frederick. We were one of them, right? Then I meet Glenn Sanford, and he shows me a way that I can help every agent in America make that. Residual. You guys don't know me and Susan? We are not in this for the money. We are in this to have every single doggone real estate agent in America be able to have a way out. That's why EXP is working. You want to see how we can do that? Watch this. Yeah. Oh, that's Nicole. So I want you to put you guys right here. That's your name, right? Now, all our careers, by the way, I owned 6 Keller Williams offices. I was the owner. I was a regional director. I got money off the top. But every model I've ever been involved in, money gets taken off the top and given to who? The broker or the international company, because it's called, what's it called? Royalty fee? Sorry, we don't have them at EXP, but that's what most people do, right? And they take it off and they give it to the owner. What we do is we take money off the top and give it to the agent. How many in here are agents? Raise your hand. Which model do you like better? The one that's going to take money and give it off to the agent? That's why, by the way, you don't have to write this down like everybody's saying write this down, just remember it. Malcolm Gladwell wrote a book called Blink. Blink, everybody blink at the same time. Okay, now you'll remember it, right? You've blinked. And in the book, Blink, he talks about if you've been doing something for a long time, it's usually called women's intuition. I'm a guy, we don't have it. But when I saw this model 4.5 years ago, my blink was, it's gonna work. It had 400 agents. 400 agents. And I came home to Susan, I said, I think I just found Netflix. She said, what are you talking about? I said, if you knew Netflix existed, would you own a Blockbuster? And she goes, no. And I said, we own 6 of them. Do you understand as an owner, when you realize if you're at Blockbuster and you know Netflix existed, what would you do? I sold all 6 offices and I sold the region. I sold a big Blockbuster. Got news for you, that look, Jen, that look was not good by Susan when I said, I think we need to sell everything we spent 21 years building. Try that one out, guys. Go home tonight and try that out on Mama. And I'd got news for you. Susan looked at me like, with that look, like, you have got to be kidding. We just built, by the way, in Austin, our 3rd last home. Have you guys ever done one of those? It's our 3rd last home. So here's you. How do you get $3,000 a month? This is how simple it is. Huh, Nicole? Okay, here's you as you're selling real estate. It's a big myth. We want everyone in EXP selling real estate. It's the biggest myth I've heard from our competition. Well, they just want you to do some, recruit people. I go, what are you talking about, dude? We just got 5 of the top 15 RE/MAX teams in Texas in the last 6 months. 5. It's $1 billion total in sales. We're about production first and attraction second. So here's you, right? Jen, I'm going to use you. Let's do a 2-year plan. Anybody like 2-year plans? In 2 years, you put your name there, you attract 6 agents, 3 this year and 3 next year. Raise your hand if you could do that. Raise your hand. Come on. It's not hard. You're selling real estate. They're going to ask you, by the way, if you're in a market that EXP isn't, thank the Lord. Because what they're going to say is, who in the heck's EXP? And you're going to go, cool, right? It's called opportunity. So you have 6 people. Now, everybody knows what our cap is, right? Our cap is 16,000. Everybody's on an 80-20 split until you cap out at 16. We do not have a royalty fee. Now, who's on the East Coast or West Coast? Raise your hand. That is cheap, right? East Coast, West Coast, when I say $16,000 cap, I've had people go, you had me at 16. It's kind of like that one movie, you had me at hello. You had me at 16. In the Midwest, $16,000 cap's kind of normal, right? Everybody's been doing it. So guess how much we're going to give you. Let me see, what's your name? You're really nice. Michelle, I'm sorry. I usually meet everybody before I talk, but I had meetings this morning. So Michelle, guess how much we're going to give you as a thank you. It's like a referral fee. Off the top every year, as they close homes, let's pretend they're all going to pay in the 16. They don't have to. Just for my purposes, I want to give you the most you can make out of the 16. So Michelle, as a referral for you, we're going to give you how much of that? $2,800. Pretty good referral fee, huh? 2,800 times 6. Now you'll know why I use the number 6. Thank you. Bean counter in the back. Somebody with a calculator. So I said, look in 2 years, you attract 6 people, 3 a year, pays for your cap. You're at 100%. True 100%. Don't you love when you say, oh, I'm at 100% company? And I said, you're at 100% company? What's the 100%? Well, I got to pay this, right? I go, it's not a 100% company. This is. Now, Michelle, I'm going to tell you this. In real life, what's going to happen in 2 years, and I've got people here that'll tell you, I'm conservative. In 2 years, those 6 people will bring 6, 1 apiece. Is that conservative or not conservative? Thank you. I just want to let you know that I like to be conservative on this because people go, oh yeah, you're talking about big numbers. Watch this. Guess how much money, Michelle, by the way, these 6 people could be anywhere in the United States. 4 provinces in Canada. We're in all 50 states. And of course, you heard Brent Meister when he said, we're going to go all over the world, right? We're going to go into about 3 countries this year. Can't tell you which ones. They'll probably be announced in June. Now, what I'm going to tell you is a thank you. By the way, you spent a lot of time referring these 6, but they got 1 apiece in 2 years. Guess how much we're still going to reward you, because, these people get $2,800 on them, right? But we got to give you, what do you think it should be, Michelle? Nobody say anything.
Double that.
I like you. She said double that. But it's $3,200. Most people say it's 50% of that, right? The most common thing is, well, it's going to be half 30, because, you didn't attract them. And this is when Glenn Sanford, watch this, 19,200. That's 36,000 a year. 3,000 a month. Most people think in monthly, don't they? Right? And so for 12 capping agents, I've changed your life. You all said you could do it. It's real. What's cool is there's going to be someday, there'll be a book written about us, and it's going to be how we gave real estate agents freedom. I don't like the word, everybody talks about wealth, but what really wealth is what? Freedom. That's it. That's all it is freedom. To make choices. I have not looked at a bill in years. I don't look at expenses because I don't need to. It's freeing. I don't know what the gas prices are in Georgetown, Texas. Right? So, everybody okay with this? Now watch this. There's a 3rd level, a 4th level, a 5th level, a 6th level, and a 7th level. I'm just talking about the first 2. Do you think these people might know people? Yes. Think these people might be? Now let me tell you why this is big. When Glenn first showed this to me, I went, wow, it's more money than the first. He said, Gene, I want it to be the best teamwork we've ever seen. So what's that mean? That means, when Tim and Julie call, and they said, Gene, we've got one. I want to do a 3-way call with you with somebody from Des Moines, Iowa. I said, sure, set it up. I'm on the call. We're all going to help each other. Okay? How do you like this one? Is that one good? Now, is that all doable? Say yes or no. Yes. Okay. That's how doable it is. Watch this. Can I do one more? Yes. Don't you like this? Don't you like standing up more than sitting down? It's like, oh my gosh, I feel like Ironside. Do you guys remember that one? Okay. 15,000 a month, 180,000 a year, right? 4%. Does anybody got a calculator? What's it going to be? $4 million, right? Uchi move. Well, that was a good move. Okay, watch this. Oh gosh, I love it when Nicole's in the room, because this is my Nicole story. 4 years ago, true story, right? We're in my home here in Austin. She's dating Brian. I didn't even know his last name, because until you say something like, I want to marry you, I didn't know Brian's last name. That was my key to raising girls. They dated so many guys. So anyway, look at Nicole. There was no problem, right? So it's true. Once he proposed, what's Brian's last name? It's Rousseau. Oh, cool. I like that last name. Okay. Nicole's at my house. Tell me, anybody have a napkin or something? I'm nose. I like this. Tissue. I'm a guy. I could use, your blouse. No, I'm just kidding. You're so nice. I got one. Thank you. Okay. Chotomate. Chotomate kudasai. Hi. Okay. Isn't this kind of fun? Okay. I literally tell her if this is not right. I sat her down in my living room and I said, Nicole, because I know Nicole. I said, Nicole. She had a part-time real estate license. She had a full-time job, making close to $100,000 a year. Raising single mom. Okay? And I said, Nicole, let's do a 3-year plan with you. I said, what's that? She goes, well, on your first level, could you attract 10 people? Of course, you guys get to know Nicole. She goes, of course. 3 a year? And fourth, on the last year, I said, I want you to attract 10 really good agents. You're going to get paid how much per person, right? Remember the 2,800? That's 28,000. I said, now, but Nicole, here's your goal. I don't want you to just attract 10 people. I want you to teach them how to get their what? 10. Now, in real life, here's what happens. One of them gets 40. It's a Brent Gove. One of them gets 30. One of them gets 20. And a couple of them get 5. And 5 of them literally love our company, have never, don't really care. In other words, no activity. That's okay. If you do no activity in attracting agents, what's the result? Just so you know, a lot of people do nothing, right? So I write this down. I said, you could have 100 people on your second times $3,200. Watch this. $320,000 a year. That's $348,000. And literally, Nicole looks at me, true story, and she goes, well, they all won't be cappers. They all won't be pay $16,000 in, right? That limited, right? They can't all be cappers, and she's right. And I said, well, let's just pretend they're half cappers. So we take half of that, and it's roughly $175,000 a year, or $15,000 per month. You guys ever watch, don't you love that movie, what is it, Wolf on Wall Street? I remember that scene when he's standing in there in the restaurant, and he goes, how'd you get that Corvette down there? He goes, what do you mean? Well, yeah, Corvette, I live in this. He goes, well, I made $72,000 last month. And that actor goes, you did not make $72,000 last month. It was 1986. He says, you show me a check for $72,000? Remember the scene? He goes, and I quit my job and I come work for you. And the next scene is, hey, Polly, I quit. That was Nicole. She literally looks at me, making $100,000 a year, single mom, hard to go to nothing, right? Seriously. She goes, I quit my job and I come work with you. That was 4 years ago. Isn't it a blessing? Can you tell everybody what you made last month? $16,000. Do you understand? This is real. In 4 years, now in the span of 4 years, she worked for me for 4 months. Then Brian says move to Dallas. They get engaged. Then there's the wedding. Then she gets pregnant. Then she has Lincoln Apollo. So let me tell you, it hasn't been 4 years. It's really been about 6 months and about the last year. Now here's the coolest part. She made $16,000. What month is this? See, I'm in the mode that I don't know what month it is or what day it is. Have you ever had these lives? I have to ask my wife, I said, let's go to church on Sunday, please. Because if we don't go to church on Sunday, I don't know what day it is. So it's $16,000. Here's the coolest thing. She just made it. We get the checks on April 22nd. So on April 22nd, she'll get a $16,000 check, and that's the least she'll make the rest of her life in April. Do you understand now the difference between residual checks? Because her team keeps growing. It can't be less because it's taken off what? The top. That's $16,000. It literally is a freakish thing. When I told my wife after doing this for a year and a half, and I was starting to make $20,000 a month, I said, I will never make less than $20,000 a month ever again. Can you guys say that? You can't do it without a team. Okay? Now, how's this sound to you? Do you think you could kind of do this in 3 years? See, a lot of people go like Tim and Julie Harris go, well, I'm going to do that in like a week. Right? And that's what I want to hear, but in reality check, it's okay. I don't want to set any goals for anybody. All I'm saying, it's attainable to everyone. And I want to change agents' lives. I'm of coaching agents that go, what was Monday? Extension day. It was not tax day. You guys do awesome at 2 things. Not saving money and not paying your taxes. By the way, you guys are pros. here's the thing. See, here's the way I look at it. Nicole had a choice if she was selling real estate full time. I said, Nicole, here's your choice. Here's your choice. She goes, what do you mean? I said, you have a choice. Life's just a bunch of choices. I could have kept my offices at Keller Williams. I was very secure. I was retired. Hey, do you know how I talked Susan into it? You're going to love this one. This was one of my closes with Susan. You're going to love this one. I said, Susan, I'm the same age that Colonel Sanders was when he started Kentucky Fried Chicken. Am I reaching for closes or what? But I was trying because I looked at her and women are, and Susan, you'll love her. But it is security, right? We had more money coming in, right, than we've ever had in our life. We built our last dream home, and everybody's supposed to just be content. And I just found Netflix. Do you guys know of anybody that was I know a guy that was in Microsoft in the beginning. Could you imagine being there in 1978 and seeing these dudes? Guys, in our industry, I was at Keller in 1994 when it was less than 1,000 agents. I felt the wave at Keller. I was there. This is a tidal wave. This literally is a tidal wave because agents have never had the chance. You got a choice. Go attract 10 agents and teach them how to get 10, right? There's one choice, right? I call it my 10 by 10. Okay? Or there's one choice. What's the second choice? Go save $4.5 million. Does this help bring it home? Really, it's just a choice because a lot of people go, well, I'll just save the $4.5 million after taxes. And if you live in California or New York, good luck. Right? So there's just a choice. You want me to give you a last one? And I'll be real because Brent wouldn't talk numbers. But how about making $416,000 a month, $5 million? How much would I have to save? $125 million. That's me. Now, when I say that, please don't tell anybody. Is that okay? Can you guys promise? Seriously, I say that because it's blowing me away. But I tell you that in regard to, I started 4 years ago. Where are you going to be 4 years from now? Okay? By the way, I never, ever thought that would happen. Did I ever tell you? We never, Brian was there too. We had discussions. I never said, 4 years from now, I'm going to be in this beautiful, beautiful hotel in Georgetown with awesome people, with Tim and Julie Harris. You've got to be kidding. I knew them, but I never thought they'd come. There'd be Sean Kokoska in the room. Oh, yeah, right. Oh, Brent Gove, by the way, who changed our company. There'd be all these really cool people. And you know what? You'll be talking and going, it's not even, it's almost like an actor or an actress that goes, I can't believe I'm getting paid $5 million for a movie, right? But I'm just beginning. Isn't that kind of cool?
Gene, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
2 questions. How many, and this is a very specific question, but how many people roughly for you to get there in 4 years did you specifically personally sponsor?
66.
Okay, and how much does your rev share group grow per month while you're frankly on vacation most of the time?
About 450 people a month.
Right, so could you explain those 2 numbers, why they're relevant?
Well, because I only attracted 66 people.
Ever.
And by the way, 66 people in 4 years is how many a year? I'm not really good. Okay. But here's the thing, out of the 66, 51 are left. That's reality check, right? 15, this is transient business. 50, some have retired, some have passed away, so I only have 51 left. But what people don't understand, here's what people don't understand. And I had to, by the way, I was at Keller Williams for 21 years. I'm number 41 all time, as far as I know. You guys, they don't show the numbers anymore. But when I left at the end of 2014, I was number 41 all time in profit share. They call it profit share. So I understood when he showed me this, Now, by the way, if you're my age, and Nicole and Brian and I have talked about this, you don't do it for yourself. I want Lincoln DePaulo to know who I am. I'm doing it for my grandkids. They quizzed 90-year-olds, and they said there's 3 things they regret. You know what they regret? If you quiz them, this is a true story. They regret not celebrating a lot. Okay? They regret not risking a lot. And then they regret not leaving something for their family. Got news for you. I've been thinking this a long time. I can make a lot of money every month, but I've heard stories today I won't even say in this room, but when somebody passes away and they don't have anything to leave to their kids, was their life, I want it to be better. So what was I going to write down? Oh, you said, well, I was all-time number 41, right? So I knew the 7 levels. What I wanted to share with you is you have no idea what the power of this is. I can tell you right now, if you have 50 people here, over time, let's say 3 years, let's say me 4 years, it will be 5 times it down here. So that's what? Wow. This is exactly what's happening to people, right? Nicole, that's what's happened to you. So you go, well, how can you have so many people? I said, well, and then it's 2 times that, and it's like 500. And then it's 1.25 times that, and it's 1,250. And then it's gosh, it's 1.25. It's about 1,500 here, and then it's 2,100 here, and it's 2,200 here. Now, everybody goes, there's no way. See, to me, it took me a year to get to 183 people, Sean, total. And I only did 15 people here after a year. So I'm thinking, I'm a bean counter. I'm an ex-bean counter. 183, that's awesome. I only got 15. Guess what it was 12 months later? Because of compound. The compound thing. 1,300. And that's when I went, Gene, this is crazy. I didn't see it coming. It can happen for you too, because it can be anywhere in the nation, right? Get yourself out of thinking like a franchise. Like, wait, I talked to somebody today and they go, well, I want to really do it in this town. I said, well, it doesn't matter about that town. You're going to be in 6 or 7 states before you know it. And she goes, how is that? Well, I know Susie and Susie's brothers in Century 21 in Chicago. The guy in Chicago knows somebody in Indiana. Somebody in Indiana, by the way, they all go to Florida. Florida? Everybody in Indiana, Ohio, Michigan have a second home in Florida. So they know agents in Florida. The agents in Florida know people in Georgia. The people in Georgia know people in South Carolina. And I've seen it over and over again. Is this helping you guys? Because you got to quit thinking about your own local town. Okay? Because your own local town, you go, well, Gene, we've already got EXP there. We're like, it's like Austin, Texas, right? We've been here 4 years and they seem like it's over. How many new agents do you have in your board every year? So guess what? Every year you have that many people that don't know about EXP. Okay?
Hey, Gene, on that network effect, real quick before you move on. So for you, it took you 21 years to build 6 offices that kicked out a certain number.
Yes.
With EXP, what was the same time frame to match that same engine?
It was about 1.5 years.
Wow.
Now here's what I will tell you real time, and they'll admit to it. I started this month in 2015, right? And 1.5 years goes by, and it's November. I love Thanksgiving. I mean, I love Good Friday too. But I love Thanksgiving because Thanksgiving, we all sit around with all 5 kids, 5 grandkids, and we all go, what are you thankful for? And we have to go around and say what they're thankful for. It's kind of fun with 8-year-olds and 10-year-olds. And we get around. The last one in the room was my beautiful wife, Susan. And guess what she said? I'm thankful EXP worked. True story. Probably for 1.5 years, the gut wrench is it really going to work? But after about 1.5 years, I was making about $20,000 a month. I did nothing like Brent does. I mean, these people have blown way past me because guess what? My first year was, yeah, we have 500 agents nationwide. We have nobody in Texas. You want to join? I had people, Kevin Cottrell, I had other people. They all went, oh yeah, let me know, right? Let me tell you a story. This is really good, and Nicole knows this one, but do you guys sell new homes in your area? Raise your hands if you guys sell new homes, right? We sell new homes, right? I said, here's what I did 4 years ago. So if you're in a new area that nobody's there, right? That nobody's there, you go look at. Let me ask you a question. In Texas, when we sell new homes, we put a trailer in the middle of nowhere. And they're starting to build the streets, right? So the trailer goes up. There's no model home, just the trailer. I said, have you ever bought a home out of a trailer? I said, now let me ask you a second question. Or do you have to wait for the neighborhood to be in, the road's in, and they put the model homes up? I said, have you bought a home that way? With nobody else but the model homes? Or do you have to wait for the whole neighborhood to be done, and you buy a resale? I said, by the way, it's okay. Which one are you? I said, I'm looking for the trailer people. Okay? We have nobody here at Omaha, Nebraska. So if you've bought one out of a trailer, you're with us. By the way, if you haven't, you're going to come when the model home's up. If you're not a model home people, you're going to come when we're number one. Guess what? In Texas, in 4 short years, 3,200 agents at the end of this month. 3,200. 5 of the top 15 RE/MAX people have joined us in the last 6 months. I mean, I could go bing, 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 bing. The key is we're kind of in the model home stage, right? Right now, in some states, because you can see it. It's real, you can feel it. We really aren't in a town right now that we're buying resales anyway, right? Now, we're number one what? San Antonio, last night at the awards banquet, we got the number one team and the number one individual in the whole city of San Antonio. We've been in San Antonio 3 years. We're kind of like they know about us now. Okay? Any questions for me? You know, it's really kind of fun. I wanted to be real with you, and thank you for standing up for this long. This is awesome. Because you have 2 choices in life. By the way, like Brent says, you can work with buyers, you can work with sellers. And then you wake up tomorrow, and here's what I'm going to show you. How much you'd have to save, right? $4.5 million to get $15,000 a month. Do you have $4.5 million in the bank? Say yes or no. No. Okay, so she does not have $4.5 million in the bank. But how much would you pay her to get the $15,000 a month? A lot of money. Okay? So I want you guys have 2 choices. You can either go your whole lives and work with commissions. Watch this. So you can make money. Good luck. Save. How much of America saves? Do you know how low the thing is? It's real low. Check out the numbers. Pulled it up on the internet tonight. So this is a choice. Okay, I'm going to save, Gene. You don't understand. Oh, I like the second one. I'm going to buy rentals. I'm going to buy rentals for 20 years. Try that sucker out. Just so you know, you'll be selling those suckers, right, Judy? You'll be selling those. You'll be selling the minute you can get one paid off. You're selling them and going, ah! Okay? Here's what I'm going to show you at EXP. It's just a fact. This is why we're growing so fast. You're going to do this no matter what. While you're doing this, you're going to acquire stock in EXPI. Okay? Whatever the amount of stock is, you can take 5% of your commissions monthly and buy stock at a 20% discount. 20%. Anybody making 20% on their money? I'm not. Anybody else, let me know. So as you're doing this, with doing nothing else, you're going to acquire stock. I have people that have been with us 3.5 years. I could read you text from them that would make you cry. They go, Gene, I have 15,000 shares. It's now at $10 a share. Oh, I have $150,000. And they've never capped. Okay? So what I want you to think of is how much can you earn here? How much you can earn here? And of course the last thing was what? Revenue share. Okay? I'm just giving you guys more options. I'm just giving more options. Now you add those 3 up. Brent Gove didn't tell the story. Where's Brent? Is he in here? Brent, remember when you said, what did they say to you when you tried to leave and you went? Because you understand, he's the top producer in the office, $100 million a year. He's about ready. They cornered you in the room for how long?
Get out of here. No, they
Tell them.
No, they said, please don't leave, and that the main thing was they checked out the stock and that it would be worthless. It was $2.90 a share in any stock. And today's round tripled since they said it was worthless. Thank God I didn't listen. And we have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of stocks.
So what did they say when you, I remember you telling me, they said, well, the stock's going to go away. It's going to go to nothing. And you said, and you...
They go to go to zero. And I said, okay, where do you get the facts? I'm like, and then the particular original, I just know it like that. I know it. I'm like, okay. And I said, well, let's say you're right. Let's go there and say 6 months or a year or two. He said within 2 years. It's been 2 years, 5 months. I go, say it goes to zero. I go, I love you, man, and I love this company, but I'm going to leave. How much stock do I have after 8 years? And he goes, zero. I go, yep. So you're begging me to stay somewhere where it's been zero, and if I stay 8 more years later, it will continue to be zero. 12 years of Remax is zero. So I go, I'll take my chances with the other company.
So in other words, I always tell people in 1986, I went to Remax, and by the way, I was top 20 in the state in the 80s, nobody cares. I sold 120 homes a year, 3 years in a row with me and one assistant. I was telling him earlier, my net was 92%. My net was 92%. I was number 17 in the state 2 years in a row, and the first person that got the award every year, which made a lot more money than I did, went bankrupt. It's not about ego. It's not about saying, ooh, I'm number one. I never went to an awards banquet. Remax would not give me the award in 1987 because I didn't attend. My manager said that if you don't attend and drive to Houston, you can't get the award. And I said, well, look it, I'm not going. I never got to throw it away. So here's my thing. Awards are nothing in life. They're not going to have awards up. They're not going to have awards up for us, guys. What they're going to have is, what quality of life did you live? Did you have options? Did you have freedom? Hey, watch this. Chotamate kudasai. Everybody know what that means? Hold on a minute. Chotamate kudasai. Hi. Chotamate kudasai. Watch this. Hey, you're going to love this one. Tim, you're going to love this puppy. How many places do we pay? 7. By the way, I have people way past 7, right? I just don't make money on them, right? But here's the cool thing. Guess what this spells out? You're going to love this one. Freedom. God, am I good? I am just, damn. I even put on shoes for you, Tim. I even put on shoes for you, dude. Here's my thing. I really believe that it's a Good Friday. I really do believe I was lucky. I mean, when I say lucky, I mean there was a little angel on my shoulder saying, dude, take a look at this. I really was. Now I'm not the one doing it now. It's so funny. A lot of people give me credit because I was the first dude. But quite honestly, you guys you're gonna change so many lives. So you don't know me yet. But you're going to call me one day and go, Gene, I got this. You wouldn't believe it. She's attracted 6 people and they've attracted 6. She's making $3,000 a month. Now, I don't know about you, but in the Midwest, $3,000 a month pays your house payment and your car payment. Is that not true? Most everybody. Right? We're changing lives. This is not about, it's freedom. To me, I quit doing wealth charts. I'm starting to do freedom charts. If you want freedom and you want choices, go about it. I'll end with this, and I want to stretch your minds just a second. Is that picture, does that look good? No. He's not even taking a picture of me, and I really look good today. So anyway, I'm going to end with this because he loves this story, but it's really real. I was a team leader for Keller Williams. 2009, I moved here. I've been in Austin for 10 years to be around Nicole, to be around the kids, and then they all leave. Thank you very much. So anyway, I moved here, and I was a team leader. I was a manager, whatever you want to call us for an office. And we had a happy hour. This is a great story. We had a happy hour in 2011 right next to Dell. Dell was having a happy hour next to us. And here comes, guess who? Michael Dell. Now, I've never met Michael Dell, but got news for you. I just pulled him up on the internet before I came up here. He's only worth about 30 billion. He's top 30 in the world. 30 billion. So in 2011, here comes Michael Dell, and people in Austin know him. This is like probably the most famous guy in Austin, right? He could hardly get through this realtor happy hour. You know, you guys were abusive. You know, you guys are, oh, you don't know Michael, my daughter works for you, she loves you, you know. You know, they're, like you said, they're handing out cards. Michael, take my card, right? So Michael walks out, a true story, it was outside, and literally where you're standing was Maybach?
Maybach. Yeah.
Maybach, I can't
Car.
pronounce it well. Maybach.
Yeah.
Mercedes Maybach limousine, right?
Yeah.
Their limo.
Yeah.
He literally walks right this, and everybody turns, and the driver opens the door. Michael gets in the back seat, and they take off. And guess what all the snooty realtors said? Oh, really? He can't even drive himself home. Oh, yeah, yeah. And it was brutal. It was brutal. I mean, they are like snapping. Can he does? What is that? And I said, I've only seen him in car magazines. It's about a $500,000 limo. Oh, does he really need that? Does he really? And a driver? And I listened to it. And then I had enough. I had enough. I said, okay. And they surrounded me. You know, I was the team leader. I said, stop. They stopped. I said, can I ask you all a question? If that whole setup, the car, the $500,000 car, the driver was a nickel a day, would you have it? Every single one of them said, of course. I said, that's $17 a year. I said, that is a nickel to him. And I said, someday I'm going to have my nickel. Don't you begrudge me my vision and my goals. And don't you tell any of my kids to not have their nickel. I'm had it.